Okay, so for this week's discussion on healthy behavior and behavior change, I thought the best theory was the stages of change, because I think when it comes to changing behaviors, it's not something that happens instantaneously, which seemed like some of these theories kind of led on to. And I think with the theories of change and like the stages was really important because it actually like laid out for you exactly kind of how you change that behavior. And so like you started with pre-contemplation, which is basically like person's not exactly aware, but they weigh out, like they kind of know they need to change, and they weigh out like the pros and cons of what they need to do to change, whether it's like your eating habits or you're not working out much. So it's like you kind of weigh like how it's going to affect your life and stuff like that. And the next one is the contemplation, where they've kind of become aware that they do need to change. Like they've weighed the pros and cons and they see they actually do need to change. And then they go further on to planning it, which is the preparation phase. So that one talks more about actually like setting up goals for yourself and actually figuring out like how you're going to go about changing this behavior. And then it goes further on to the action, which is when you actually do it. So all these phases leading up to actually starting to change that behavior are a slower process. And the slower process basically is slowly changing how you think of things, how you are structuring your day-to-day life. And basically doing this is the most effective way, the way I've seen it, is because you can't just change instantly. So there's like the cold turkey theory. So it's like you just stop something or you start something all of a sudden, and it's really hard because you're changing a lifestyle you're so used to, and then you're just completely doing a 180 and you're gonna slip up. You just are, because you're changing everything about what you're used to, and that's a very hard thing. I mean, that's not the way we were built. We're not built for change. Like humans love the same routine every day. They hate change, and so it's very hard. So with this stage and these phases, I think it really allows your body and your lifestyle to change as you go. So then next comes maintenance, which is basically when you've got this change you've started in your life, you've incorporated it into your daily lifestyle, and you're just maintaining it. You're holding on to it, you're keeping it so that it becomes your new lifestyle. And then the last phase, they say, is termination. So that's basically when you don't have any desire to go back to that old lifestyle that you had, whether it was unhealthy eating or not working out. I mean, not everyone's gonna work out every single day, but the way you set up your lifestyle, as long as you stick to your plan, it becomes just who you are, and it's your new normal, it's your new steady. You're not changing anymore. So I feel like that theory was much better, though it is a longer process than the rest. Some people might not like how long it takes. I feel like that's the best way to incorporate it into your life. And then my least favorite was the social cognitive theory change, just because that one really talks about strictly just changing based on your environment and your behaviors and people around you, which is very common, which we do all the time, but it doesn't create a new lifestyle for you. It changes depending where you are. So say you go visit friends and then you hang out with them for a while, you start to eat like them, you start to talk like them, you start to hang out. Like if you go to down south, you pick up an accent, something like that. But then you come home and you go back to the way you were before. So I feel like this theory doesn't really hold strong to a lifestyle change. And then it also talks about expectancies, and people set up expectations for what they want, but then they don't always fall through, or they fall short, and then they don't like those expectations, and then the theory just doesn't work out. So yeah.